Thank you so much for hosting me today, Mark, with Action for Happiness. I've just spent the last 2 hours with the most delightful people ever. The first few founders of our happiness clubs that we're launching together with Action for Happiness, and we'll talk about more. I hope all of you will found your own happiness club, but we'll talk about that later. I just wanted to really talk about my message about why I'm so passionate about happiness. So I was very lucky. I had a very happy childhood. 2 parents, a dog, a brother, and I grew up in Northumberland in the north and lived by a beach. It was fantastic. I was really, really happy. I almost had what I feel like an idyllic childhood. Little did I know it was all about to end. So when I was 16, my father was diagnosed with stomach cancer. Within the year, he was dead. The day before my father died, my mother had a stroke, and I became her carer for 2 years before she was diagnosed with lung cancer. With 4 weeks, she was also dead. What's this got to do with happiness, you may ask? Why I'm sharing this is at that point, I was 17 then, and I'm 47 now. So I feel like I've been on a 30-year journey to find happiness, to create happiness in my life. That I wasn't going to be defined by loss or by grief, but I was going to find a way from the darkness and to find a way to be happier. And over the last 30 years, what I've done is look for ways to be happy, very weird and wonderful ways, and some very wonderful and beautiful ways. But why I was attracted to Action for Happiness is because their philosophy is grounded in science and in the science of positive psychology, which I love. And they have a structure. They have the 10 keys, which I love, again. As I've been on a big journey over the years. I've written books on happiness. I've became a coach, and I'm now editor of Psychology's magazine because I'm absolutely passionate that we don't have to be defined what has happened to us in the past, but we can choose happiness now. But what I've learned is there is a process to that. There is, happiness can be a fleeting emotion, but at the same time, what we need to is work on that. We need to find an architecture. I was just reading Gretchen Rubin's book, not the Happiness Project. She's got a new book about habits, and she talks about the architecture of habits. And I think in terms of architecture of happiness habits, that's what we need to build into our lives. Over 30 years, I've read many, many self-help books. I have a whole library of them at home, but it means nothing if we do not put them into action. And that's why I'm delighted to be joining Action for Happiness. Over the next year, we're going to be creating a massive happiness experiment where we're asking people in their homes, in their communities, to, like a book club style happiness club, to talk about the themes and to talk about the 10 keys to happiness. I'm delighted that I'm going to be joined by Vanessa King, who's going to be our kind of chief expert as I go through. I'm going to be experimenting too, but Vanessa's going to be talking us through every key, why it's scientifically proven to work, and for us to experiment, each one of us, about ways that we can make it work in our own lives. So for me, for example, we've just done our first happiness club. Well, I've done my second one actually. And the first one, it was about giving. And what I've learned, that one really small thing that I started to do is let people in the traffic rather than being scrunched over and swearing. And it's completely changed my journey into work and out of work. So just one tiny thing, and it's already having an impact on the way I live my life, which is wonderful. So Psychologies and Action for Happiness are creating happiness clubs up and down the country. We have found our first 100 founders, but we'd also like to invite all of you to create your own happiness club. What does that mean? I know Action for Happiness do stuff in voluntary community centres. This is about doing it with people you know already, that you like, or you would like to get to know. People who you think, I'd really like her or him to be my friend, but I don't know how to kind of invite them to your happiness club. So we want to, on your seat, you'll see a leaflet which tells you how you just can register to create your own happiness club. This could be your action that you take away today, or another action that you could found your own happiness club. Very simple to do. Every month in Psychology's magazine, we're having 10 keys to happiness, so 10 keys throughout the year, and we're going to be focusing on one different key per month. This month, the first month, is all about giving a little. So I'm slightly ahead of the curve. So with my happiness group, we have been giving all month, and then we've had our second happiness meeting, which is all about relating. So we've reviewed how's that worked, how hasn't that worked, and as I said earlier, it's already having a massive impact on my life and on the other happiness members. So if you want to do something practical and real and really ground it in fantastic scientific research, please, please sign up and become one of our founding members of the Happiness Club. Really would like to do that. I know we're going to have some questions now. So Mark and Vanessa, I think you're going to come back up. So if you have any questions about the Happiness Club or Action for Happiness, then now's your chance.
Thank you, Suzy. Can a round of applause for Suzy and Psychology Magazine, please, everyone. We have two fantastic...